Hi guys, Freddie B. Today is Christmas. It is election day. It's November 3rd, 2020. Today is probably the most important days in many people's lives. Get out there and vote. And I don't care who you vote for, but you gotta let your voice be heard. So even if you don't think your vote counts, it does. So get out there and vote today. Please, get out there. The polls are open until 7 o'clock in everywhere. And vote today. I'll tell you a funny story. Back in 80, which I believe was when Bush beat Gore, I was in Toledo, Ohio, and I got up in the morning, and it was Tuesday, and I think I flew up there on the Tuesday. And I got up, went to my polling place, and I voted, and then I hopped a plane, and I had to go to Toledo, Ohio. I've been to the same hotel 3 times in Toledo under 3 different names. It was a Holiday Inn, a Radisson, and a Doubletree. So anywho, they're having the Republican Party's victory party at this particular Radisson, I believe it was at the time. So I walked down and I walked in and like I owned the place and was having fun with the festivities. And one of the Cleveland people said, well, the polls are closed in Florida at 7 o'clock and here's what we think. And when she got off the air, I said, the polls aren't all closed in Florida because the panhandle is under a different time frame. If you go down where Georgia, Florida, and Alabama and Georgia meet, and if you took a line vertically down, there's a time difference there because Alabama's on Central Time, so that part of Florida is on Central Time too. And she was a typical journalist. She knew everything, so she was an idiot. And guess what? She was wrong. So I said, you're calling this state before you should probably call it. But don't worry, Bush was going to win it, and he did. Anyway, so please go vote today. Go vote today. Remember this, if you vote for Biden, you're really voting for Kamala Harris. Or Kamala Harris, or however you want to say her name. Because Joe's not going to stick around a long time. And let's face it, folks, he's got a D behind his name, and he's just a placekeeper. I don't know that Joe knows what today is, but I do know this: if they throw enough Jell-O in front of him, he'll probably eat it. So that's kind of cool. Vote for Trump is a vote for your future liberty, personal liberty. In my opinion, that's all. But I think that the best government is government that stays out of the way and gets out of the way, and I think Trump's the best guy to do that. I'd like to see more deregulation. I'd like to see the swamp get cleaned out. I really would, because I can tell you in the last year, it has really come to the fore. It has really been the lathering foam that's risen to the top. That stuff you want to scoop off. All that scum is rising to the top. We could start with, I don't know, Adam Schiff would be a good place to maybe start. I think here's how it's going to go. I think Biden probably wins the popular vote when all is said and done. I think if the vote was on enthusiasm, Trump's got a landslide victory. I think he also wins in the Electoral College. Thank goodness for it. I don't care what party you're on. Whichever party loses always says they want to eliminate the Electoral College. But I am a big proponent of the Electoral College. It gives everybody actually a voice instead of LA, New York, Chicago, and the big cities. Because think about the 5 biggest cities in America and think about who runs them. And think about them getting torched and why they have to board up their stores and retail stores. It's not because if Trump loses, all of us Republicans are going to run downtown and throw Molotov cocktails at the Armani booth. We just don't do that. We're going to go there tomorrow and buy an Armani suit maybe, but we're not going to sit there and throw Molotov cocktails at it. So keep that in mind. Did you really want your country run by those 5 mayors? Any one of those 5. Look at de Blasio. What a freaking idiot that guy is. So, thank God for the Electoral College. What it boils down to is people vote based on their pocketbook. And that's why you've seen Biden and Trump go back and forth. Pennsylvania certainly is in play. But think about this in fracking. Everything you've ever heard or seen about fracking is probably from somebody who is against fracking. Just like drilling down for oil, you got to go very deep to get it. You have to actually drill through the water table in order to get oil out of the ground. And you know what? To frack, you have to do the same thing. They put massive pipes between the two, and never the twain shall meet. And when you're out there fracking, you're down miles. Where you get your water from is a couple of 100 feet. So I don't believe in that movie several years ago with Matt, what's his face in it? Matt Damon was obviously done by the Hollywood elite to get you to think that fracking's a bad thing. There are probably companies that do fracking in the wrong way and they cause problems. There are oil companies that have mistakes. There are doctors that have mistakes, for crying out loud. So guess what? Fracking is a great way for energy. It's provided tons of high-paying jobs, good-paying jobs in Pennsylvania where people can actually take care of their family. But don't worry, because Joe Biden wants to eliminate that, so does Kamala Harris. But they want to eliminate it, and they want to give you a job, and they guarantee you $15 an hour. Now, I'm telling you, can you live off of $15 an hour? I sure can't. And I bet you can't either. So that's what Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are offering. Transportation. Here's the other thing about getting off of fossil fuels. Just considering. I've been doing emergency catering for years. And every time we do that after a hurricane, usually there's no power on the power grid. So I have to bring in diesel generators. And I don't know any other way of running a kitchen where I need light and electricity other than to generate power. And I don't have the time, the expertise, nor the space to put up a 3 or 4 acre solar shield or solar photovoltaic farm to run a kitchen off of. And I sure don't have time to erect a windmill to do the same. So fossil fuels run the world, not just the USA, but the world. All the shipping, all container shipping, all trucking, automobiles, boats, everything you need. Everything that is an emergency, all those fires out in California, guess what? Those firefighters are doing a great job. You know what? The people that are feeding them are doing a great job too, because they're in field kitchens using fossil fuels as generators to make sure that those firefighters get a hot meal and 3 squares a day. So before you sit there and go, wow, you can do it with other things, you tell me what other things we can do it with. And the cleanest fuel I feel that we could use that would change the world dramatically is nuclear power. Nuclear power should be the fuel of the future. It's plentiful. We know how to do it. We can actually contain it safely. And we can take our waste, and believe it or not, I say you could do this. You could shoot it in the sun and it wouldn't bother anybody. Don't worry, we're not going to blow up the sun. Anyway, today is election day. It's one of my favorite days. I'm going to try to do I can't do a hand fart. I'd love to. Yep, almost. Anyway, it's one of my favorite days. Get out there and vote. The duck in my pocket is squawking, and I hope you have an absolutely great day. By the way, weather here in Florida, zero humidity is almost nothing. It's 70 degrees. This is why you live in the great state of Florida. So, have a good day.